Everybody, and today I'm doing a tier list for the Star Wars shows. So these are my opinions. We can all like and dislike what we don't like about Star Wars, and still have a fun time talking about Star Wars. But anyway, I'm gonna start with Star Wars: The Clone Wars. So I really love The Clone Wars. It's a show I grew up with, watching it on Cartoon Network. Then eventually trying to watch other seasons, but then I found some on Netflix. But then eventually, we didn't get the Clone Wars for a while until we finally got the final season on Disney Plus. But what I really love about the Clone Wars is we basically, like, I guess, fill in the gaps for the prequels. Like, I like how we get this arc and then we move on to the next arc, and it like fleshes out the clones. We get awesome characters like Ahsoka. We get the return of Darth Maul. We get Cad Bane. We get a bunch of cool characters, and you definitely feel like the Clone Wars is definitely like a deadly war. Like no one's safe. Well, we know the characters of plot armor will be fine, but like you definitely feel like it's the Clone Wars for sure. And there's like so many good characters in this, and some people are saying the show doesn't hold up, but I don't agree with that because I really love this show, and I think it shaped Star Wars what it is now, and it's easily one of my favorites. There's maybe, I don't have any issues with it. It's like there's some episodes I really like, and there's some that maybe like they're not my favorite, but I don't hate it. But like, yeah, the Clone Wars is easily my favorite show of all time. Okay, Star Wars Clone Wars micro series. So I reviewed this with Little Blue. Go watch our video. And I gotta say, I really like this show. I like the action, the voice talent. Same goes with the Clone Wars and this show as well. But my only issue is I wish it like explored the characters a lot more, since it was more like straightforward action. But it gave us some intense lightsaber duels, some of the best lightsaber duels in music of Star Wars, and Derek Hoskey's art style is really good in this show. And I gotta say, easily some of the best Star Wars and underrated Star Wars for sure. And like it kind of fills the gaps for like the EU of Star Wars, which is cool. So yeah. Next is The Bad Batch. So I really like The Bad Batch. Some episodes don't work for me, but there's some that are really good. And I like how consistent it is, and I can't wait to see how the show wraps up. And it finally explains what the clones are doing. And I do like our characters: Hunter, Wrecker, Echo, Omega, Tech, Crosshair. Like, they're all fun characters. Yeah. And I'm really curious of what could happen at the end of this show. But there's some episodes that work for me, like I said, and there's some that I'm just like, that was okay. So I'd probably give it like an A. So Star Wars Rebels. I really love Star Wars Rebels. I grew up with this show more fondly since, I don't know, it was a long time ago when I watched The Clone Wars when I was little. But at least I'm rewatching it. But Rebels, like I said, I remember more fondly because I love our cast of characters. And it explores like some of the best themes of Star Wars, of like the Force and how good people can be, like the rebels. Like, they're actually good intentions of fighting against the Empire, standing up for themselves. That's what's really good. And we gave us some like Ahsoka, Darth Vader, Darth Maul, and we even got Grand Admiral Thrawn. And my favorite character is easily Ezra and Kanan, and I just love the main Ghost crew. And like I felt a certain connection with those characters. So Rebels is easily an S tier for me. So Forces of Destiny. This show's okay. I don't know. It's just that animation style I'm just not into. It looked not good. But they gave us some decent stories. It explores like almost every era of Star Wars: originals, sequels, prequels, the shows. Yeah, it's fine for what it is. So I'd probably give it like a C. Okay, The Mandalorian. I really love The Mandalorian. I love Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian and Grogu. I like how the first season was like a gritty western. The second one's more about like Mando meeting with various characters and trying to get Grogu to meet with the Jedi, and we get that awesome scene of Luke Skywalker. The third season explores like the war on the Mandalorian. I know some people had issues with season 3, but overall, I've really enjoyed the Mandalorian. Fun show. It's like a show I can really look forward to watching. So I'd give it like an S. And it made me more interested in like the Mandalorian culture. So yeah. Okay, Star Wars Visions. I got a hot take. I'm not too big into Visions. I just like it for its like unique animation style. I can't really connect to the characters too much since it's only like a 1-episode thing and they're meant to be shorts. But they gave us some of the coolest animation. It's like the writers can do something really creative and make it express their love for Star Wars. That's what I respect about Visions. So I'd probably give it like a B. It's not something I really look forward to watching too much for Star Wars, but I definitely think it's probably the most unique of Star Wars. Okay, Book of Boba Fett. So I enjoyed the Book of Boba Fett, but my only issue is I felt like Boba, I don't know, I just wish he was in it more. Like, I actually liked how they were doing stuff with the Tuskens and Boba finding his own place, and they gave him a little bit more character since people just want Boba to be a cool badass. I think he still is. It's just, I don't know. People are that mad over Boba Fett. I just wish he was in it more because they were more focusing on Din a lot more. I did like they were doing with that big crossover. It was just like, I don't know. It felt very inconsistent. So I'd probably give the Book of Boba Fett like a B or something. It's easily not my favorite of the live action shows. Okay, so next is Resistance. So I'm not really into Resistance. I think the show gets better at like the last few episodes of season 1. Most of the episodes are just kind of goofy and I can't really connect with any of the characters. I do like the episodes with Poe, but I don't know, it just made the show feel small since it was only focusing on like Kaz and like the racers, and then occasionally they'll go up against the First Order until they escape and find out that the tower they're on is like a space station. And season 2 kind of explores like them trying to survive, and I do like at the end where they learn to stand up against the First Order. But other than that, Resistance was easily the weakest of the animations. And I did meet Christopher Sean, very nice guy, who plays Kaz. I'd probably give it like a C. Okay, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So a lot of people are very divided on the Obi-Wan show. But for me, my preference is I like the Obi-Wan show. I like seeing Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen in those flashbacks we saw. That was really nice. And they gave us some of the best emotional lightsaber duels. And some people are mad over Reva. I don't know why. And over the lightsaber stab thing. It's like, I don't even understand why Star Wars fans get mad. But I know we're all allowed to have our opinions. But I don't know. It's just like, we all just can't enjoy something. But I was a bit confused by Reva's plan in the Obi-Wan show. I didn't hate the character, I just didn't understand her plan. Like, it didn't really make sense. But yeah, Obi-Wan was definitely an interesting show for sure. Not my favorite, but I think it's definitely something I was definitely excited when I saw it. And it still have fond memories of. Andor. So I gave my thoughts on Andor. I first wasn't really too into the show when I was reviewing it, but then when I rewatched the show, I like how Andor is more realistic. Like, it's more grounded. That's what I like about Andor. It gave us some of the best difference. It shows that a Star Wars show doesn't have to all just be about Jedi and Sith. Andor explores, like, the rising of the Empire and how they're taking away people's rights, and then there needs to be a rebellion against them. That's basically what Andor explores. And I love the prison arc. It's, like, really good. The show feels like one big arc. So Andor is easily, I'll probably put it in the A, I gotta be honest. Tales of the Jedi. I like Tales of the Jedi. I like how it explored, like, some of the stuff we haven't really seen in it. Like, we see Dooku's backstory, we learn more of his motivation, since I wish we got more of that in, like, the Clone Wars, but I still like Dooku in, like, the Clone Wars. Even in this show, we see more of his dark side in, like, this show and the Clone Wars, and we do get some Ahsoka episodes, which was nice. I hope we get a season 2. We also got Yaddle, so A. Okay, the Ahsoka show. So I really enjoyed the Ahsoka show because we finally got answers to what happened after Star Wars Rebels, and we're getting live action Ezra, Sabine, Hera. We didn't see Zeb, but we did see Chopper. But Ahsoka, the first few episodes were kind of just slow since they were trying to introduce the characters. But then the show got a lot better as it went on. So I give it an A. So that's my Star Wars ranking. So what's your favorite Star Wars show? And anyway, maybe I'll do the movies if you really want me to. Then we'll add the movies on here. So that being said, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you always.